Sea of Thieves is Rare's modern take on the pirate life simulator, featuring wide open seas, copious treasures and trading opportunities, cannons, swashbuckling, peg legs, and eye patches. First and foremost, a little warning. If you don't have any friends to play with, you might find Sea of Thieves somewhat lacking. While the solo experience in the smaller sloop is fun in its own way, the game shines best with a full crew of 4 manning the big galleon. Unlike some earlier pirate sims where aspects of sailing were handled by the game or handled by AI sailors, in Sea of Thieves you or your crew have to do everything from steering the ship to trimming the sails. Cannons must be loaded by hand before firing, and there's no aim assist, sights or trajectory paths. Your gunners will have to judge shots for themselves. No mean feat with the ship bucking and rolling through the waves. If you're unlucky enough to get hit, your hull will spring a leak, which is easily patched with a plank of wood. Your ever-present bucket can then bail water out of your cargo hold and everything is fine again. But keep an eye out, there's no health meter on your ship, you just need to ensure that there isn't too much water inside the boat instead of outside. Any one of these tasks is easily handled by one player, and at a stretch, a few of them can be juggled to keep everything ticking along. Trying to aim cannons, manoeuvre the ship, trim the sails, and keep the ship's hull from becoming Swiss cheese? It is too much for one player. Soloists should scarper with their loot whenever possible, rather than risk it all in battle. But where does this loot come from? Your primary source for piratical adventures is a representative of the Gold Hoarders, one of 3 factions, from whom you may buy a treasure map. Early maps, before you earn an impressive reputation, are simple X marks the spot affairs. The map depicts a stylized representation of an island which you then find on the ship's map table. Set sail, dig where the X is, and up comes a treasure chest. But beware, skeletons might also rise to defend their booty. Lug the chest to your ship, sail to an outpost, and give the chest to the Gold Hoarders to open. Only they have the keys to open chests, because video games. Once you turn in the chest, you will get your share of the gold, as will any crewmates who have sailed with you, as well as a commensurate increase in your Gold Hoarder's reputation. Reach certain milestones and the maps available will improve in quality, although the chests will be more difficult to retrieve. In place of simple maps will be riddles or the classic 10 paces north instructions. These are alternately fun and frustrating. If digging for buried treasure isn't your thing, the Merchant Alliance or Order of Souls might be more your speed. Trade goods, like chickens and pigs, can be gathered for time deliveries or traded in ad hoc to the Merchant Alliance trader. Tougher skeleton captains must be hunted down for the Order of Souls faction, bringing their skulls back for their reward. If you're looking for a break from treasure hunting, these quests do make a decent diversion. The real wrinkle in Sea of Thieves is all the other players in the world with you. All the treasure chests, chickens and skulls you collect are real physical objects in the world. If you want to get paid, you have to carry them back to an outpost. And if another pirate sees you with a fancy treasure chest, they might stab you in the back and take the chest for themselves. This can happen at any time, from first digging the chest up to the moment it's turned in. Worse, a passing ship could see you returning to port and assume your ship is laden with goodies and decide to send you all to Davy Jones' locker, picking over whatever might float to the surface. Mid-ocean battles are becoming rarer as players settle into the game. Since there's no direct reward for sinking ships or killing other pirates, fewer are actually risking it. The real rewards come from stealing treasure chests or other items off an enemy ship, and that is much easier when they're ashore looking for more treasure. Outside of the faction reputations, there are no levels or skills as such in Sea of Thieves. Buying a new gun or sword simply changes their appearance, but not the base functionality. It's the same for the clothing and ship accessories, they are mere visual changes. This means newcomers to the game are exactly as strong as old hands, bar the knowledge gap, which is great for keeping things fair across the board. But there are only cosmetic items to spend your gold on. You can't buy sails that catch the wind better or a stronger hull. Because there's no progression in power, it is difficult to stay motivated once the initial novelty of digging up chests has worn off. Even with a really good crew, it would take many, many voyages to earn enough to add a figurehead to your ship, the most expensive item in the game at present. A figurehead which will signal to other pirates that your ship is probably worth pirating in some fashion, since you're clearly raking in the gold. And a fancy ship sinks just as fast as a plain one anyway. If you're happy sailing about a bit, occasionally digging up treasure and fighting skeletons, then Sea of Thieves is definitely a great deal of fun for a while. As a full-priced game with cosmetic microtransactions on the way, it's difficult to recommend buying Sea of Thieves. But an Xbox Game Pass subscription, around $10 a month depending on your region, does grant full access to the game, making it an absolute must if you are subscribed, and a compelling reason to subscribe if you're not. And that's about it for this edition of Player Attack. Thanks for watching. We're actually taking a little bit of a break from gaming for the next couple of weeks to catch up on our games to play pile, but don't worry, we will be back by the end of April. In the meantime, you can catch us at playerattack.com. We're on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter, and if you've got something you want to say, send us an email, mailbox@playerattack.com, or just hop on our forums. Also, if you want to support Player Attack, you can find us on Patreon and help us bring you the latest in gaming news, plus all these wonderful interviews and reviews from the world of video games. Till next time, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this is Player Attack.